If the Huang Long arc was about the rover finding a home, the Black Shores arc was about the rover finding themselves. After the epic war at the Northfall Barrens, I thought I knew what Wuthering Waves was. I expected more monsters and more wars. But stepping onto the Black Shores for the first time, I felt like stepping into a dream. Or memory. Today I want to share my personal experience with the 1.3 story. It's a journey that moved away from the chosen hero tropes and leaned into something much more intimate, melancholic, and visually breathtaking. So let's get into it. The first thing that hit me wasn't the dialogue, it was the vibe. The Black Shores is stunning. It has this end of the world serenity. And instead of the dusty, ruined landscapes we're used to, we got a digital purgatory. My personal highlight was the Tethys System. Exploring an underground supercomputer hidden beneath a field of glowing flowers. That's the kind of high-concept sci-fi I've been craving. It felt like Kuro Games finally stopped trying to look like other gacha games and leaned into their own identity. Dark, sleek, and technologically haunting. Now let's talk about the heart of this arc, the Shorekeeper. In most games, the guide character is just there to dump lore. But my experience with the Shorekeeper was different. There's a profound sense of longing in her character. She's been waiting for Rover for a very long time. Longer than we can imagine. The writing here felt much more mature than the early acts of the game. It wasn't just about saving the world. It was about a digital entity discovering what it means to have a heart. When she talks about her purpose, which is essentially just you, it could have felt like waifu bait. But the voice acting and the slow burn pacing made it feel genuinely tragic. You realize she's not just an NPC. She's a part of you that you threw away. This is where the script really stepped up. We finally got answers. Learning that Rover isn't just a powerful traveler, but the literal creator of the Black Shores and the one who shaped the Tethys System, changed how I view my character. I love the dynamic here. Having Alto and Encore along for the ride provided the perfect found family energy to balance out the heavy, existential dread of the Shorekeeper's story. Alto's charm and Encore's innocence kept me grounded while the game was busy telling me I was basically a cosmic deity. It felt like the writers finally found the right balance between epic lore and human connection. And can we talk about the traversal? The Black Shores introduced these data portals that let you zip across the map like a bolt of lightning. It's fast, fluid, and it made exploration feel less like a chore and more like a playground. The puzzles in this arc were also a step up. They weren't stop the game for 10 minutes hard, but they required just enough brainpower to keep me engaged with the environment. Everything felt integrated. You weren't just running from point A to point B. You were debugging the world as you moved through it. The ending of this arc? Man, I'm not going to spoil anything or get into specifics, but the final boss fight and the cinematic that followed were a masterclass in emotional payoff. My final verdict? The Black Shores arc is the moment Wuthering Waves grew up. It proved that they can tell a story that isn't just about cool combat, but about connection, sacrifice, and what we leave behind in the digital dust. It took the yapping of the early games and turned it into the poetry we need. But how did you feel about the Shorekeeper story? Did it hit you as hard as it hit me, or are you still Team Jinshi? Let's argue about it in the comments. Let's get a conversation going. And if you're a returning player who quit during 1.0, please give the Black Shores a chance, because this is the best the game has ever been, and you don't want to miss out on this. And I'll be seeing you at the next shore. See you there.